Today I'm going to be showing you guys how you can add 3D floating money that's frozen in time. Now someone's been spamming me and asking me to do this for a very long time, so if that's you, leave a comment down below. But today we're going to be recreating this on this Ty Fontaine music video here I just released. So we're going to go ahead and open this in After Effects. Now once we have our clip here open in After Effects, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure our composition is set to whatever it is. So if your clip is in 60 FPS, leave it at that. It's going to track a lot easier that way. And we're going to hit OK, and we're going to track our footage by right-clicking it and going up to track and stabilize and tracking the camera. Now we're going to open up the advanced tab here and we're going to pay attention to the average error once that's completed. While this completes, I just want to let you guys know that in the description below I have the free 3D model of the $100 bill that you guys can download and use on your videos. So now to track it, we're going to go up and click on our 3D camera tracker and we're going to create a camera. Now that we have our camera created, now we're going to right click, hit new and create a solid. We're going to call this money. Now once our solid is created, we're going to go and apply element 3D because that's what we're going to be using on this video to add our 3D in After Effects. Now once we have all this set up here, we're going to go to scene setup and I'm going to go over to import and I'm going to go to where I have that $100 bill saved on my computer. But once again, you guys can go download it in the description below for absolutely free. So now that we have the dollar bill in here, we need to apply a texture to it. So I'm going to go down, click on this right here, and we're going to go over to diffuse and load a texture. $100 USD texture just like that. And then what you're going to have to do now is go over and resize it to match the offset. So messing with the UV offset, the one furthest to the right, we can resize that like that. And then messing with this one here, we can resize it to match like that. And then we're going to hit OK. Now once we have it resized, and if you guys don't want to resize it ever again because it's really annoying, you can right click on it and then save as a model preset. We can call this 100 bill and save it in our favorites and then hit OK. Now every single time we want to add the $100 bill, we can just click it and it gets added from our favorites and we don't have to redo the texture or do anything like that. So we're going to hit OK now that we have our $100 bill in here, and you guys can't see it right now because it's laying flat. You can kind of see it there. To fix that, we're going to open up group 1, open up particle look and particle replicator. We're going to go over to rotation and we're going to rotate the X until you guys can see it just like that. As you guys can see, it's 3D tracked to the scene just like that, and it has that really cool look as they're just frozen in time. The look I said I was going to replicate, so I got you, man. I forget who you are, but I got you. So we're going to go over to our multi-object now, and we're going to enable multi-object. Then we're going to open up our replicator effects, open up scatter, and then before we mess with the scatter, we're going to turn our particle count way up to something like 200. Now on the X scatter, we're going to move this. As you guys can see, it's going to change it side to side. Let's try 200 and then 200. So we can play with the regular scatter as well to just mess it a little bit more, just like so. And then once again, we could turn these up to add a few more of them in the foreground and background and all of those elements. And then playing with the Y scatter, we can send some of them further into the background or in the foreground. But playing this through, as you guys can see, they are in the Z space. And if you do want to make some of them closer to him or in the background, we can go down to our render settings and go over to our camera cutoff. And then we can mess with this so we can get them further in the foreground. So now that we have them in there, it's a little bit weird that they're all facing the exact same way. So we're going to go back to what we opened up here, the multi-object. And under this one right here, I'm just going to extend that. Rotation random multi. We're going to go ahead and move that just like so, something random like that. And then we could play that through. And as you guys can see, they're all frozen in time, just like that. It's a really cool effect, honestly. Now, if we go up and apply camera lens blur, drag and drop that on. Now add a realistic blur to it just to make it blend in a little bit more. Something like that I feel like looks good. And then adding noise as well. We're going to go and add this one right here. And then turning off color noise, we can match it to the noise that it has in the scene, like that. If you guys do want to match the color to the video as well, you can go ahead and apply a lumetri color onto the 3D layer and then basic correction. Of course, this clip isn't colored, but we're going to turn it down to match the clip before we put the color on it. I'm just going to kill the saturation, something like 40. And then you can also turn the contrast down to match the footage as the contrast is turned down. And boom, as you guys can see, we have that money frozen in time effect just like that. The 3D track is honestly perfect. I don't think this could have turned out any better in my opinion. And to spice it up a little bit more, we're just going to create a new adjustment layer and we're going to apply a LUT from my Lut Pack on it. Now, if you guys haven't checked out our Lut Pack, I highly recommend it. It has 282 different LUTs in it, which is a crazy amount of LUTs if you've never had a Lut Pack before. We're going to go up into creative and hit none and browse and go into our Lut Pack here. Now we're going to go with a completely random LUT here. Let's go with 118. That kind of adds a cool blue color to it. I rock with the way that looks. Let's add on to it a little bit more in basic correction. Now we're going to play with the temperature a little bit, giving it a more of a warm look. And we could add a little bit of green in there too, just like that. And then turning up the contrast and then turning down the shadows. And you guys could even play the saturation a little bit if you like to. And boom, just like that, we have a really nice color grade on. So you guys can see we have the before and then the after. If you guys do want to go get that free $100 bill, it'll be linked in the description below, just like I said. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go check out one of these two banging tutorials that'll help you on your editing journey. Peace.